Here is your lower body workout. We're gonna start with that core breathing belly pump. Take a little bit wider than hip width apart for your stance. Bring the ribs on top of your hips. Inhale, fill. Exhale. Set that foundation. One more time. Tiny bend in the knees, glutes are relaxed. Exhale, lift through the pelvic floor. Wrap lower, middle, upper abdominal wall. We're gonna start with some squats. So those hips are open. Your butt goes back. We're driving in and out of the ground here. Find your breath. Where is your inhale? Where is your exhale? Make sure you feel this in your glutes, not in your quads, not in your knees. If you do, slow this down even more. Tap into those glute muscles. See where your upper body needs to be to get those glutes to activate. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna leave this parallel position and we're gonna rotate those legs out. Think of the femurs and the hip sockets, just taking that outward rotation. Knees over toes. Make sure they're not rolling in or rolling out to the outsides of your feet. Nice and central with the weight on the center of your feet here. Ooh, 1 inch up, 1 inch down. Did not take long for that one to kick in, did it? Keep those ribs on top of the hips. You're welcome to keep your hands on your hips. Or if you want to add a little arm work here, maybe take those out in a tabletop with some circles. Trying to keep the chest open. And reverse. 1 inch up, 1 inch down. Breathe into that discomfort. Find that core breathing belly pump to support this upright position. We're gonna take 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those legs back into parallel. Imagine that you're on train tracks. Take one leg behind you a few inches, wherever you feel stability in your pelvis. For some of you, that might mean that you're working from this position, or even smaller, depending on what's going on with the alignment of your pelvis. You can come as big as you feel supported, drive into that front heel, and we're gonna take that little pulse here, up and down. Again, find that glute on that front leg. Think of this back leg as being here for balance and support. Most of that work is driving down into that front heel and that front glute. Press, press. Find your breath. I'm like a broken record. Find your breath, find your breath. 8 more counts here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, other side. I cheated on that last one. Take that leg out into the position. Find that weight down into your heel. Stabilize yourself here. Check in with that front glute. You might have to give it a little tap to make sure it's turning on, it's activated. Adjust your upper body tilt to make sure you feel glute, heel as you press, release, press, press. Whew. Inhale, ribs and belly. Exhale, thinking of my pelvic floor, thinking of that zip up the front of the belly. 8 more counts here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. I'm gonna give you a level up from those traditional squats that we started with. If this feels like too much, you're just gonna keep those hands here in front. Otherwise, bring them to the sides of your heads, just the pads of your fingertips so you're not gripping. Open up those chest muscles, engage the scapula down your back, into your squat, all the way down, all the way up. 2 counts. We've got 1, 2, 1, 2. Finding your glutes, finding the legs, driving you in and out of the floor here, not your back. And then the hardest part here is keeping that activation right at the bottom of the rib cage. You don't want your ribs to be splayed open here because the arms are lifted. You've got to do a lot of active work in your lats, your shoulders, your scapula to maintain this open position. We're going to pick up the pace. We're going to go down. 8 more here. 7, 6, 5, 4, almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Still working that lower body. Take that leg out. Hands on your hips, find that alignment. You're gonna cross that leg behind this glute. This leg is your working leg, and squat all the way down, all the way up. We're gonna stay on the same side. Press up and down here. As you go in and out of this, you don't want to torque those hips open to the side. You want them to stay parallel, right in front of you, right towards me. Find your glute. Make sure this is not in your knee. Tilt it out if you need to. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, other side. Take that leg out, drive that leg down, feel that support up the front of the body, cross it behind, even out the pelvis, all the way down, all the way up, press. I'm finding that front heel, connecting into that front glute, actively working on this side of my body to keep that rotation forward so it doesn't open up. A few more, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, last 1. And we are gonna end with some calf raises. Take those feet about hip width apart. Exhale, zip up the front of the body to come up onto your toes and lower down. Little lift and lower. Active through the belly. This zip, this wrap stabilizes you in all of those balancing positions. Good. If you want to make this a little harder, you want to shorten your base underneath you. So you can bring those legs a little closer together to make it a little more challenging. If you're really up for a challenge, go ahead up onto one leg. Try to find that balance there. I'm going to stick to 2. A few more here. 8 counts. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm gonna stretch out those calves. Take one leg behind you, lunge into it, press into that back heel, and then just try to inhale, breathe into your ribs and belly. Bring your heart rate back down. If you don't feel this as a calf stretch, you're welcome to take this leg up onto a wall and press into it this way instead. Switching to the other side. Still thinking about that alignment even through these stretches. And then if you're close by to a wall, we're gonna head into a standing or a seated, if you have a chair, figure 4. If not, you're welcome to test your balance here. Cross that ankle over your knee, butt goes back, chest comes forward, stretching into this muscle right here. A wall is nice. A chair, you can actually do this from a seated position if you're sitting down in a chair, or all the way down to the ground and just pull this leg back towards your glute. Other side. We're gonna cross that leg over, find your balance, find that core, sit back into it, and breathe into that stretch. One more breath here. I'm gonna head into a standing quad stretch. Again, wall or a chair, just pull that heel back behind you. Drop those shoulders down, close the front of the ribs so we're not splaying everything open and arching into the lower back. You can deepen the stretch and get more into the hip flexor and the psoas by holding this here and then tilting your pelvis under as you pull that leg back. Really deep here in the hip flexor. And then switch over to the other side when you're ready. Find your balance. Find that alignment. Ribs and belly. Good. And just take a few more seconds to hold. Breathe. You did an awesome job today.